How can we keep our cars from sliding? This is a presentation directed to high school students with the objective of educating a class about how various friction treatments that engineers use on roads can help keep our cars from sliding. Drivers are used to driving in normal driving conditions. When we drive, we get accustomed to the road behaving in a particular way. Therefore, when the road conditions change, there are increased accidents. According to a study done by IIHS, there were 84 fatal crashes in Alaska in the year of 2015. Also, according to a study done by the Canadian Department of Geography and Environmental Management, there are approximately 150% more crashes when there is participation on the roadways. Therefore, engineers can help reduce the number of accidents by designing roads that stay the same despite weather changes. The Highway Safety Improvement Program is a core federal aid program that gives approximately $2.2 billion a year to help reduce the number of traffic accidents on all public roads. Transportation agencies can take advantage of HSIP grants in order to implement safety improvement treatments. When designing roads that make it easier to stop in bad conditions, the friction force is one of the major factors that engineers take into account. Friction force is the force that opposes motion. Friction force is involved with keeping cars from sliding off curbs and also helping cars to stop. In order to stop a car on an icy road, there has to be enough friction between the tires of the car and the road. The higher the friction force is, the faster the car is able to stop. Friction force is equal to mu times the normal force. Therefore, the higher that the mu value is, the more friction there is and the easier it is for cars to stop. Friction surface treatments seek to improve roadway safety by increasing the mu value of the roadways. As a reference for going forward, a typical asphalt roadway, when it is wet, has a mu value between 0.4 and 0.5. Three major treatments that are used in the industry today are sand seals, chip seals, and high friction surface treatment. We will look into more detail of these three treatments during the remainder of this presentation. First off, sand seal. Sometimes construction treatments can temporarily reduce the mu value of a roadway. One such construction project was when the Alaska Department of Transportation applied a rejuvenating agent to the Glen Highway, which reduced the mu value to approximately 0.22. This value resembles the mu value of an icy road. Because of this, a sand seal treatment was put down in order to bring the mu value to a more normal 0.4 to 0.5. Sand sealing is done by spraying down an oil binder and immediately spreading a hard sand on top of it. This sand is then allowed to settle in to the oil for an hour and then is swept off with mechanical sweepers. Sand sealing is used to provide a quick friction boost for a few days until the negative construction effects have stabilized. One advantage of sand sealing is that it has a much lower cost compared to chip sealing or high friction surface treatment. Another advantage is that it has a very fast application rate. However, the major disadvantage of this treatment is that it only lasts between a few days and a few weeks while the construction effects are stabilizing. Chip sealing is a more robust way of providing extra friction to a roadway. This treatment is done by spraying down an oil binder and then immediately covering the binder with rock chips. These chips are then pressed down into the binder using a roller, and the excess chips are removed using a mechanical sweeper. The resulting roadway's mu value is between 0.6 and 0.7. Chip sealing has a higher cost than sand sealing, but a lower cost than high friction surface treatment. The major advantage to this treatment is that it has a lower cost than the high friction surface treatment, but it still adds friction. Furthermore, this treatment provides structural support to the road, which high friction surface treatment and sand sealing do not do. Because of these two major advantages, many engineers regard chip sealing as a happy medium and a cost-effective way of providing both added friction and structural support to the road. However, some disadvantages to this treatment include added driving noise and the possibility of flying chips that can cause windshield damage. These negative effects can be reduced by pre-coating the aggregate chips with oil before placing them down. Lastly, high friction surface treatment. High friction surface treatment is a relatively new technology that results in the highest possible added friction. The post-construction mu values range between 0.9 and 1.1, which is double to triple what normal asphalt is. This treatment is done by carefully applying a thin layer of epoxy to the surface of the pavement and then spreading a thin layer of ultra-hard rock on top of the epoxy. This is a relatively new treatment to Alaska, with the research still under development. The major disadvantage to this treatment is the high cost associated with it. This treatment costs more than both sand sealing and chip sealing. Furthermore, based on an ongoing study by the Alaska Department of Transportation, which I have been responsible for the field testing for, this treatment does not seem to hold up well to Alaskan winters. Because Alaskan drivers often use studded tires and the roads have to be frequently plowed, this treatment degrades quickly. In fact, within 1 year, many of the sites that this treatment was put on had returned to normal mu values. This treatment seems best suited for low traffic roads that have high vehicle accident counts. This picture shows the wear on HFST after 1 year. This picture was taken on Martin Luther King Parkway in Anchorage, Alaska. The initial mu value of this section, right after the treatment was placed down, was 1.09, whereas after just 1 year of wear, this section had a mu value of 0.55, which is approximately half. As can be seen by this picture and the data collected, although the high friction surface treatment does a good job at providing high initial mu values in Alaska, this particular treatment does not hold up well to Alaskan winters. In summary, because roads are the most dangerous during unusual conditions, engineers can help improve road safety by designing roads that have a high friction force no matter the situation. Various treatments include sand sealing, chip sealing, and high friction surface treatment. Sand seals are good to provide temporary friction at a low cost. Chip seals can be used to provide medium friction at a medium cost. And high friction surface treatments can give high friction at a high cost. Here are some references referenced in the presentation. Thank you for listening.